Good morning, it's the 21st of February, Sunday morning coming down, and temperature's about 6 or 7, and it's 8:30 in the morning, and I'm out for a wee walk. I'm in behind the Odyssey or SSE Arena big building, houses a big ice rink for the Belfast Giants, houses multiplex cinema, houses restaurants, houses W5 interactive kids place, which is actually really good. Anyway, I'm looking out over the Lagan River, the lifeblood of Belfast, and this is really where the docks start. That bridge there is coming down from the M2, and across the river is Clarendon Docks 1, 2 and 3, which have been sort of taken over by office blocks and whatnot. So this is really where the docks of Belfast begins. This is looking down to Victoria Channel, where the big boats come in, and this is Belfast Harbour Marina, and I have videoed down here many times. Videoed the various yachts that would come in and moor up on this platform here, all the visitors, and there's nothing, and the place is dead as a doornail. The yachts that you're seeing here are just are here all the time, and this is the walkway, and this walkway stretches for what, 2 or 3 miles. About 2 miles away down there. Well, maybe not. Well, it's about that. And that's the Titanic Exhibition Centre, obviously. It's quite a remarkable building. Looks totally different. It's supposed to look like a ship. And I've videoed quite a number of these boats out here. That's a converted barge, the blue one. And you can hire that, as far as I know. In better times, you can hire that. Big catamaran there, I've videoed before. I videoed that blue boat out there, converted trawler, I think it is. A lot of joggers out at this time of the morning. And there's my bike sitting, waiting for me to return. It's remarkable the number of people actually who are out. This is known as the Abercorn Basin here.
What's that YouTube channel now?
That's it, yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
And a couple of lads there, worse for wear. And these are the boys that were out in the channels, and they've been taken in and placed for you to have a wee look at them. There's a bit of sculpture there with the ship. These two red boats, the Joyce 2 and the Mona, will take you for trips around the harbour. And there's Hardenwood cranes peeping through that gap. These are flats, and they're pretty nice. And this is the Dock Cafe. It's you go in, you have your coffee and your scone, and you leave whatever money you want. All shut up, of course. Everything's shut up. Belfast bikes that you can hire. Just in front of me there to the right. Belfast mat to the right. And into the left we have the Nomadic. Now there's the Belfast bikes hiring scheme. And this is Game of Thrones glass panel. There's about 8 of these or 7 of these. This is Hamilton Dock in here, and this is the SS Nomadic. This is the Game of Thrones glass. If you fall, no one will bring you back. Oh no, that's not. There should be a plaque on this to tell you. Aye, there is. Commemorating the 8 seasons of Game of Thrones in Northern Ireland, Glass of Thrones features the villainous and elusive White Walkers from Hodder's final act of sacrifice. And there's, how many of these? 6 of these, I think. Maybe, no, there's more than 6 of these. I've videoed each of these anyway. I'll not spend too much time. You see these bollards, people walk past these bollards. These bollards have been here from the 1900s. Unbelievable. It's remarkable to think that some of the major ships were tied to those. And this is the Nomadic. This is the completely refurbished tender that took people out to the Titanic. And I've done videos of the Nomadic as well. This is the Hamilton Dock. And people have asked me, and you want to see inside this, you know, it's opulent, you know, it's top class. Like these were well-to-do folks heading out on the Titanic. And if you want to get an idea of the opulence of the Titanic, you take a tour round the Nomadic. All shut up, of course. This at the top here is not a boat, as people think. This is not a boat. This is a Cassian gate, and this gate was manoeuvred into the end of the dock, which would have been down there, and it fitted snugly, and therefore the water could be put in to float the Nomadic. A Cassian gate. It is not a boat. It looks like a boat. A lot of cyclists out this morning as well. These are the original cobbles that are down here. And there's the big Titanic sign. And there's the Titanic Drawing Offices in front of me to the right, which are now the Titanic Hotel. And if you want to see the restored drawing offices, they're worth seeing. You go into the Titanic Hotel and you have a cup of tea and a scone. It's not that pricey. Pay a wee bit of extra, but you know, it's that building there, that one there in particular.
Morning, sir.
Bonjour, bonjour. Guys, there's all the info about where we are here. The Titanic being built alongside the Olympic. There's Princess Dock on the far side, and St Joseph's Church that I have videoed as well. And then we'll come down and we'll walk along that blue line, and we'll come to Alexander Graving Dock, and we'll pass the Thompson Dock where the Titanic was built. And we'll be on the Queen's Road over to the right there. And there's the yes, and there's Stormont Wharf on the other side. And I'm sure I've videoed this at one stage. You just have to come and see this for yourself, but unfortunately we're all closed up, we're all shut up, which you'll hear me going ranting and raving over. You know, why shut the healthy down with the sick? It doesn't make sense to do this. There's a bit of street art. I've videoed that. I taught the boy who did this. He does the shipyard workers and whatnot, his interpretation of what they might have looked like. And that's the Docker's Rest mural telling you about it. Aye, Terry Bradley, that's him. Aye, there he is. There's the boy. I don't remember him actually. I'm sorry to say. He must have been a quiet fella. I don't think he liked his time at Newton Breeder. There we are, Titanic Exhibition Centre, and it draws in people from all over the world. There's we're heading down to the slipways, the Titanic and the Olympic slipways, those big metal poles. Tell you, you know, the height of it and all the rest of it. So sad to see this place shut up. And looking across to the right to the refurbished drawing offices, where all the work was being done on the various ships that went out of here. There's one of the two cranes. So these are the Titanic slipways. I'll run my eye down that and let you see it. This shows you the length of the Titanic at that time, when it was built. Because that's from the front of the Titanic, those two metal poles there, down to the end, and the Olympic was alongside her. That's the Titanic Studios on the right. Game of Thrones was filmed in there to a large extent. And there's a Game of Thrones castle that still remains, just open to the elements and just falling into disrepair, just left, which is a shame. Yes, we're right out onto Victoria Channel now. There's another Game of Thrones glass door right at the bottom. Oh, where is it? Ah, there it is. So much of historic nautical interest here. And it's nicely laid out in pathways and walkways. That's interesting. Not too sure what those folks are doing, but I've got somebody who's obviously an invalid. Morning. Wee memorial there. There's always sadness about the place. Yeah, there's an overall map view of where I'm going. Across the road was the York Dock and the Barnet Dock, and Stormont Wharf over there where the coal is. And over to the right there, behind the Game of Thrones studios, the Titanic Studios, is the Public Record Office and Queen's Road. Very nice actually, you know, at this time of the morning. Very pleasant. Titanic Studios, that yellow and grey striped building, and when Game of Thrones was being filmed in there, it was like Fort Knox. You couldn't get anywhere near it. The police were moving you on if you're videoing anywhere near it. And then there's another big studio up at Dargan now, a sister studio. See the way it's all blocked off, you're not allowed to see. Well, you can see now, like, but they haven't removed those. Another big studio up at Dargan Studios, and then we've got the Loop Studios on the Castlereagh Road, and a lot of films, and a lot of TV series, particularly crime series, are being filmed, have been filmed over the last 5 years in Belfast. Belfast has come alive as a film location, but there's precious little happening. There are films being made at present, but the life has gone out of Belfast, I'm afraid, because of these 10 months of lockdowns. This is the Great Light. Can I see into it? Not really. Aye, there's it there. You can just see it through the glass. And it spins around. I've never seen it lit, mind you, which is a shame, but then it might interfere with the shipping coming in. Some big cargo vessels over there. That's the, what's that? The Golden Grains, and the other one is the Phaedra from Monrovia. And that's where the Stennis park up, the various Stennis. And there's something coming in or going out there. It looks as if it's coming in. Probably a Stena. I think that's the... I don't know what that is. Aye, right. I'm blithering. Don't know what they've got these hoardings up here for. Obviously, for some reason. Another part of the walkway here goes on round. There's HMS Caroline from the Battle of Jutland, 1912. And she was restored and refurbished in Belfast, and it's one of the best exhibitions in the whole of the city, but we're talking about taking it away to Portsmouth because it's losing so much money in this lockdown, which is a darn shame. A major Belfast tourist attraction, and they're going to remove it. It's a fabulous tour. All these educational, this is the Alexander Dock, I think, coming up. All these educational notice boards. The Caroline it was a naval training vessel, after the Second World War. These are buoys here, or maybe they're, and here's another glass door from the Game of Thrones. People who know the Game of Thrones will know exactly what they're looking at here. I'm afraid I don't. Anyway, it's very pretty. Alexander Dock. And this vessel here was the last remaining vessel that fought in the Battle of Jutland. Very, very significant sea battle in the First World War. And it's a swordfish. Well, the front end of it, you know, is very, very narrow and slices through the water, and this was all for speed. Is it called a swordfish construction? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up. The Titanic pump house was on the other side, which we'll come to in a minute. A lot of these big carriers, bulk carriers, cargo vessels, they have installed their own cranes, so they don't need any dockland help at all. I'm getting warm actually. A wee bit more street art types, obviously commissioned because it's looking really good on the HMS project office. The guns on the HMS Caroline that you see there are dummy. The original guns were taken off it in 1921 to stop them falling into the hands of, or the possibility of them falling into the hands of the IRA, which would be remarkable but entirely possible. Like the zebra. At one stage, 7,000 or 8,000 men worked in the Belfast shipyards, Harland and Wolff shipyards. One of the most advanced and active shipyards in the world. And the number of boats that this, or ships that this shipyard put out is just colossal. And see, there's an original bollard there, but now it's all gone, and there's only about a couple of hundred men. You see the narrow, thin frontage here. There's a wee bit of stuff on the restoration of the Caroline. An awful lot of work went into this. Yeah, now there's no shipyards to speak of, which is a darn shame. And you're saying to yourself, why is Belfast and all the leading UK shipyards, why are they redundant when ships are being built all around Europe and the EU countries? That's ridiculous. I think we've been sold out, folks. No entry, so we'll have to go by another way. Unless I want to climb, which I don't want to do. That's the Thompson Dock in there. I'll have to go back in myself. Yeah, all the cruise ships that have ever come into Belfast, not one of them is made in Belfast or any UK shipyard. Whereas the EU countries like France and Germany and Italy, they're manufacturing them, you know, all the time. Well, they were doing. And all the cargo ships that come into Belfast port, they're all manufactured in Southeast Asia. And these would have originally been built in Belfast and other UK shipyards. They undercut us price-wise, and our successive governments, Labour, Conservative, Liberal or whatever else, Social Democrat, they allowed this to happen. And that meant our skills and our workforce died, while theirs thrived. Now, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's the pump house for the Titanic, and this is the Thompson Dock. And I've done a video of that, of course, and this is where the Titanic sat. And there's the old clock that oversaw it all. There's a lot of offices and stuff here, and a science block and stuff. And the glider, big long bus, comes along here as well. This is all free access to the public. You can dander down here to your heart's content. That's the cave hill up in behind, and running over to Black Mountain and Divis. People walk past these old bollards and think nothing of them, but probably the Titanic was tied up to some of these. They are historic. Funny shape, mind you. They're sort of bulging out at the back. Maybe that's to stop the rope slipping off them or something, I don't know. Gives the rope some grip. There's a load of ducks way up there. I used to think they're ducks. Coming into land. I'm going up that way too. Hope I don't disturb them. Maybe I'll go up another way and leave them in peace. I think I will. I'd like to know what they are though. Yeah, they're through there. I can't see them. All these avenues you can't get in and park, mind you, because they've got a barrier on the front, but I can get in with the motorbike, which I've done many times. They're grey lag geese. What they're doing down here, I'm not quite sure. At least I think they're grey lag. Never know what you see down here. It's a good place for watching the cruise ships. Cruise ships come into this basin and do a turnaround. They come in head first and then they turn themselves around and so that they're ready to leave, heading out. How far will you cycle today?
Northwards.
Oh, Ards. That's what.
Belfast, not and stuff.
Aye, that sure's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. That's only more than after yesterday.
Aye, oh, absolutely fabulous. So all in all, that'll be about what, 20-25 miles there and back.
Probably the wee bit doing round to go around the park and maybe along the Lagan a wee bit. So probably about 30-35 miles.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
That's right.
You know, to get your head short, you know.
Yeah.
This is dreadful. These lockdowns. Yeah, you can walk on across here, I believe. At least I did years ago. In times gone by, they did work on the big oil rigs. They brought big oil rigs in here as well. Can't remember the name of the oil rigs. There's 2 or 3 of them that I videoed that were sitting in here. This is the big Amazon delivery checkpoint base over here across the road. Just been newly constructed. and there's an awful lot of activity. Amazon have done extremely well out of this lockdown. Everything is Amazon online, and they do deliver fast, has to be said. I don't know if I can get out of here without injuring myself. There used to be a car park here that you could walk through, but it doesn't look as if there is now. I'll have to retrace my steps if I can't get out. I'm locked in. Oh dear. Yes, it appears I am locked in. Look at the old bollards there. I'm out onto the Queen's Road, and this is what we're looking at. I'll take a dander down here to the big Amazon distribution centre. And the vans are lined up. The vans are lined up. This is everything that is shut can be distributed by Amazon, of course. So they're cleaning up. And the small shops are dying. Big shops are still okay because they have food halls. But the small shops in wee villages and towns, they're dying. So that means the village community dies along with them. Once they pull out the post office and the local bank, which they have done in most small villages, and then they take the village school away. So the village community just dies. Many vans are parked up there waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we buy from Amazon too, because you can't get the stuff anywhere else. 9, 10, 11. All to stop face-to-face buying and selling. And do lockdowns do any good? I can't see it. Oh, there's about 15 vans parked up there. That's where I was trying to get out here earlier. So I'm coming to the end of our wee walk along the Belfast docks, because you can't really go any further than these gates. Bit of street art going on in there. There's another dock in there where the that stem is sitting, getting a wee bit of TLC. And there's a big scrap merchant over here. Boy, I was working away there. And this is Wolf Road. This is where the glider turns. Big GS Suzuki. And I'm heading down past the Amazon distribution centre, which is going a dinger at the moment. Probably does 24/7. This is East Twin Road. Can't get any further down there, or you'll be chased. I'm heading down to the end of the road here, and then I can walk along this road, and this will be, as far as I know, this will be Musgrave Channel. Yes, this is Musgrave Channel, and it's not used that much. Big boat there, loading up with scrap. What is it? The Tello-Bilum. Taking our scrap away. Probably to build more boats or cars or something somewhere else. Certainly not in the UK. So I've done my wee walk around the docks. I hope you've enjoyed that.